Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Here we are again, our favorite spot, Lotus Feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Jai.
Don't forget, we got the old Chaitanya Charitamritas to distribute. If anyone would like a set of Chaitanya Charitamritas, please let us know. Meanwhile, we're going to read from the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Canto 2, Chapter 9, still in text, the purport of text 36, because it's really long. And I don't think we'll finish it today either.
Hopefully. This is the last, this is the fourth verse of the four seed verses, the Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam. So like that. So we'll say the invocation and get stuck in.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
All right. This is a purport. It is said in the Skanda Purana, Yasya Smitya Chana Moktya Tapo Yagna Kriya Disu Nunam Sampurnatam Eti Sadyo Vande Tamachutam. I offer my obeisances unto him, the infallible, because simply by either remembering him or vibrating his holy name, one can attain the perfection of all penances, sacrifices, or fruitive activities, and this process can be universally followed. It is enjoined in the Bhagavatam 2.3.10, Akama sarva kamova moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Though a person may be full of desires or have no desires, he may follow this path of infallible bhakti yoga for complete perfection. Hare Krishna, Rekha. One need not be anxious to propitiate. I think that's the word.
Propitiate.
To each and every demigod and goddess, because the root of all of them is the personality of Godhead. So it means that you don't need to go and worship and acknowledge every demigod and goddess, because Krishna is so...
Appease.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I said. Alright, as by pouring water on the root of the tree, one serves and enlivens all the branches and leaves, so by rendering service unto the Supreme Lord, one automatically serves every god and goddess without extraneous effort. The Lord is all-pervading, and therefore service unto him is also all-pervading. This fact is corroborated in the Skanda Purana as follows. Achite deva deveshe sankha chakra gadahare Achita sarva deva su yata sarva gato hari. When the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, who carries in his hands a conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower, is worshipped, certainly all other demigods are worshipped automatically, because Hari, the personality of Godhead, is all-pervading. Therefore, in all cases, namely nominative, objective, causative, dative, ablative, possessive, and supportive, everyone is benefited by such transcendental loving service to the Lord. The man who worships the Lord himself who is worshipped, the cause for which the Lord is worshipped, the source of supply, the place where such worship is done, etc. Everything is benefited by such an action.
Amazing. Nice verse. Just how simply everyone is benefited. Even the place where the worship is being performed. And also, it says the source of supply. So wherever you get the goods for performing the worship, so like we buy flowers for the deities, so the flower supplier is benefited. We get the vegetables, or we buy fruits from Tesco, so whoever grew those vegetables, the Tesco, everyone's benefited through the process of devotional service. So that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Even during the annihilation of the material world, the process of bhakti yoga can be applied. Kalena nashta pralaye vaniyam. The Lord is worshipped in devastation because he protects the Vedas from being annihilated. Okay. He is worshipped in every millennium or yuga, as it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.52. Krite yad yayato vishnum, tretayam yajato makai, dwapare paricharyayam, kalauta dari kirtanat. In the Vishnu Purana it is written, Sahanistan mahachchidram samoha sa chavibrama, yan mahurtam shanam vapi vasudevam chanchintayet. If, even for a moment, remembrance of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is missed, that is the greatest loss. That is the greatest illusion, and that is the greatest anomaly. The Lord can be worshipped in all stages of life. For instance, even in the wombs of their mothers, Prahlad Maharaj and Maharaj Parikshit worshipped the Lord. Even in his very childhood, at the age of only 5 years old, Dhruva Maharaj worshipped the Lord. Even in full youth, Maharaj Ambarish worshipped the Lord, and even at the last stage of his frustration and old age, Maharaj Dhritarashtra worshipped the Lord. Ajamil worshipped the Lord even at the point of death, and Chitraketu worshipped the Lord even in heaven and in hell. In the Narasimha Purana, it is said that as the hellish inhabitants began to chant the holy name of the Lord, they began to be elevated from hell towards heaven. Durvas Muni has also supported this view. Mucheta yan nam yudite narakopi. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, the inhabitants of hell became released from their hellish persecution. So, the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam, as given by Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit, is Etan nirvidyamananam Ichitam akuto bayam yoginam nripa nirnitam harer nama nukirtanam. O king, it is finally decided that everyone, namely those in the renounced order of life, the mystics and the enjoyers of fruitive work, should chant the holy name of the Lord fearlessly to achieve the desired success in their pursuits. Srimad Bhagavatam 2:1-11.
Similarly, as indicated indirectly in various places in revealed scriptures, number 1, even though one is well versed in all the Vedas and scriptures, if one is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, he is considered to be the lowest of mankind.
2. In the Garuda Purana, Brihanaradiya Purana, and Padma Purana, the same is repeated. What is the use of Vedic knowledge and penances for one who is devoid of devotional service to the Lord?
Number 3, what is the comparison of thousands of Prajapatis to one devotee of the Lord?
Interesting. Shukadeva Goswami said in Bhagavatam 2.4.17 that neither the ascetic, nor one who is greatly munificent, nor one who is famous, nor the great philosopher, nor the great occultist, nor anyone else can achieve the desired result without being engaged in the service of the Lord.
Number 5, even if a place is more glorious than heaven, if there is no glorification of the Lord of Vaikuntha or his pure devotee, it should at once be quitted.
And 6, the pure devotee refuses to accept all the 5 different types of liberation in order to be engaged in the service of the Lord. Seems like service of the Lord is a priority.
The final conclusion, therefore, is that the glories of the Lord must be always and everywhere proclaimed. One should hear about his glories and should chant about his glories, and one should always remember his glories because that is the highest perfectional stage of life. As far as fruitive work is concerned, it is limited to an enjoyable body. As far as yoga is concerned, it is limited to the acquirement of mystic power. As far as empiric philosophy is concerned, it is limited to the attainment of transcendental knowledge. And as far as transcendental knowledge is concerned, it is limited to attainment of salvation. Even if they are adopted, there is every chance of discrepancies in discharging the particular type of functions. But adoption of the transcendental devotional service of the Lord has no limit, nor is there fear of falling down. The process automatically reaches the final stage by the grace of the Lord. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, there is an apparent requisite for knowledge. But in the higher stage, there is no necessity of such knowledge. The best and guaranteed path of progress is therefore engagement in Bhakti Yoga, pure devotional service.
Interesting that, all the other yoga processes, karma yoga, jnana yoga, stanga yoga, they seem to have limitations, but bhakti has no limit, it says, nor is there fear of falling down. I guess what that means long term is that even if you fall down, or even if there is a temporary fall down, but still there's no loss. Neha bikramanashosti pratyavayo navidyate, that there is no loss or diminution on this path, or Krishna says to Arjuna. So in that way, you never go backwards, so you can pick up from anywhere, and that's why it says the process automatically reaches the final stage by the grace of the Lord. So, next paragraph, and we are going to finish, it seems, today, because that's...
Oh, right.
Oh, yes, surprise, surprise. So... The cream of Srimad Bhagavatam in the foregoing 4 shlokas is sometimes squeezed out by the impersonalists for different interpretations in their favor. But it should be carefully noted that the 4 shlokas were first described by the personality of Godhead himself, and thus the impersonalist has no scope to enter into them, because he has no conception of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, the impersonalist may squeeze out any interpretations from them, but such interpretations will never be accepted by those who are taught in the disciplic succession from Brahma, as will be cleared up in the following verses. Besides that, the Shruti confirms that the Supreme Truth, Absolute Personality of Godhead, never reveals himself to anyone who is falsely proud of his academic knowledge. Interesting. So the Supreme Lord never reveals himself to anyone who's proud of his knowledge. The Shruti mantra clearly says, Katha Upanishad 1:2-23, Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo na medayana bahuda shrutena yam ivesya vrenute tena labhyas tasyaisa atma vivrenuti tanam swam. The whole matter is explained by the Lord himself, and one has no approach to the Lord in his personal features. And one who has no approach to the Lord in his personal feature can rarely understand the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam without being taught by the Bhagavatas in disciplic succession. I'd like to read that again. The whole matter is explained by the Lord himself, and one who has no approach to the Lord in his personal feature can rarely understand the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam without being taught by the Bhagavatas in disciplic succession. So this is from the Katha Upanishad, which makes it Shruti. So it's a Shruti instruction that is glorifying specifically the personal form of the Lord, and stating that if you don't understand or have access to that personal form of the Lord through the process of devotional service, then there's no way you can understand the Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's very important that we have a personal understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to enter into the Srimad Bhagavatam. And of course, this is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, that clear personal form and the path of process of bhakti, which is dedicated to and based on devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anything else you would like to say or reflect back on?
Yeah. It's interesting that, you have to accept the personal form. Otherwise you don't understand the Bhagavatam. Because we were just reading, because the ladies' ashram, we're reading together Raja Vidya, the King of Knowledge. And we just came to that today, where Prabhupada is saying in that book that by the time you get to the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, if you haven't accepted the personality of Godhead, Krishna as the personality of Godhead, so the rest of from that point onwards, the book will mean nothing to you. It's really interesting, because you read these books before and then you come back again and you think, I don't remember, but it was really powerful. And he said by the time you get to the 9th one, it's the most confidential knowledge. So that chapter in itself will mean nothing to you, and it will just be like he says, like a myth, or you just think, it's just fancy words, and that point onwards, you just won't get the book. Up until that point, you can kind of logically get it about the soul moving from the body and this and the mind, but he says you just won't get it. So the point being, you have to accept this person who's speaking is the personality of Godhead. So it's really interesting,
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to understand the personal form of the Lord. God is a person. He has personality. He has traits and characteristics, qualities, just like we do, except he is the supreme and the all perfect. Om Purnam Adi Purnamidam. Purnat Purnam Udachite. Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vishishite. So he is perfect and complete, and all emanations from him are completely also perfect and complete. So like that, so we're also perfect and complete in a sense, but in a conditioned state, we're forgetting about our completeness, and therefore we feel incomplete, and we search and search and search for things to make us happy, forgetting that we're already complete in our connectedness with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we have personality, he has personality, but he's the perfect person. So like that. Anyway, Krishna is amazing, so we just need to cultivate and develop an understanding of him, and we can do that through the process as given to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is right here, which is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I think with that, we will conclude our reading for today.
Yeah.
Might not have been so long, but we've gotten through now the seed verses. Not like we got through them. Because you could actually read those seed verses again and again and again, because it actually doesn't really make much sense unless you study it. So it's good that we read and study. So don't forget, Chaitanya Charitamrita is available. We have some sets at the moment, and it's leading up to Gaur Purnim and Nityananda Trayodasi. So good time to be reading from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So if you're interested in a set, please let us know. Or if you'd like to sponsor one that we can place or give to someone who is, let's say, less fortunate to have enough Lakshmi or money
or
to
someone
buy
you
it.
want to make fortunate.
Yeah, or someone you want to give it to. We're happy to make sure they get it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Keep smiling, and Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.